So, just over 100 years ago, two men in Paris flew in a biplane along a river lined with spectators when one pilot suddenly tried to lift his hands in the air and the other pilot just walked out of the wing. And by this, history was made as it was the first demonstration of an autopilot, an innovation which changed the world, especially the world of aviation industry as we know it. In that plane were two men, French mechanic Emile Katchin and American aviation pioneer Lawrence Perry. So this is where the word Sperry comes in. So Sperry was the son of the famous inventor and entrepreneur Elmer A. Sperry, often referred to as the father of modern navigation technology, and also the inventor of the famous gyroscope. Lawrence Burr Sperry was born on the 21st of December 1892 and was considered an aviation pioneer and is the one who is behind the invention of the autopilot.
Lawrence Burr Sperry was an aviation pioneer. Sperry and his father entered the airplane safety competition in France at 1917, and Sperry was awarded the first prize. He invented the autopilot, and number two, one of his inventions were the Sperry Aircraft Company in 1917. Also, at 1921, Sperry set out to build a compact sport biplane for U.S. Air Service named the Messenger. That is why Sperry is regarded and renamed as one of the legends in his field. He is named as he was enshrined as the National Aviation Hall of Fame since he was regarded for his outstanding contribution to the modern flight, also making flying easier and accessible for everyone. So that's all.
I'm discussing and questioning my own self about the history of autopilot. So my first question, how was the autopilot born? And for my second question is, who invented the autopilot? And for my third question is, what was the inspiration during the invention of the autopilot? And for my fourth question is, how autopilot works on a plane? And for my fifth question is, what year does gyroscope was patented and became known to the public? And for my last question is, what are the types of autopilot? Later on, my classmate will discuss or explain what are the answer of my questions.
In 1914, Lawrence Perry invented the first autopilot, which he demonstrated with startling success in France, and simply to bring comfort to the pilots and attain the effortless new way of flying a plane. The autopilot system relies on a series of sensors around the aircraft that pick up information like speed, altitude, and turbulence. That data are ingested into the computer, which then makes the necessary changes. Basically, it can do almost everything a pilot can do. And there are three different types of autopilot software. One is one-axis, and second is two-axis, and third is three-axis. The next generation aircraft can be guided by improved three-axis autopilots. New generation autopilots can also direct the yaw by controlling the rudder along with the rotation and reclining movements.